Not
Not
Getty, just Getty.
Just Getty.
I said Getty.
No, the full name is Getty, not Gertrude, just Getty.
Zach, you're the weird one who thinks that people have extra words to their names.
No, seriously, I really
Wanjigu, go to the Discord and see what she put her name as. It's Getty, not Gertrude, just Getty.
Yes, I know she's Getty.
No.
Not
Oh
the
my
name.
word, you're not getting the joke. That's her name on Discord.
Oh, EMD.
Yeah. I'm not the weird one. I have a weird name too. People always calling me a different name.
Why, it's not just Zach?
It's Zach, but a lot of people want to call me Jack or Zachariah. It's like some.
You're Kenyan.
Yeah, what?
It's normal.
Oh, what? I am Kenyan, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we can't just believe your name is Zach.
Oh, yeah.
Is your name Zach or Isaac?
Well, I don't know. See now.
No, to be honest, is your name Zach or Isaac?
Zach. My name is Zach.
Just Zach.
Yeah. That's what my mom calls me, and that's what matters.
But I swear I have an email from you that has Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, the government calls me Isaac, but who cares what the government calls me? Everyone calls me Zach. If you call me Isaac, I won't reply. So why is someone gonna insist on calling me?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like.
I didn't know I could change my name.
Oh, you can. It's totally you can totally change your name. It's actually.
Make people call me that.
Yeah, you can. It's legal. It's actually, you just go to the office thing at, I don't know, Home Affairs or some shit.
Oh, okay.
And then not Home Affairs. For us, it's what is it for us?
Affidavit.
Yeah, you need stuff like that, and then after you get that, you can.
With this country, do you think that's a good choice?
Yeah. My mom changed her name. My mom's name is Janet Samuel. She changed her name to her husband's name. Yeah, you change your name. It works. It just takes a bit. Like everything in Kenya takes a bit. Okay, guys. So today we need to fix. It seems like today we're building SMS sending and SMS fetching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's look at how. So I'm gonna share the link. I can share the link on the chat so that people can see this later. Here's the link. So that's SMS sending. Well, we just need to today. We need to cover the SMS overview, which is, I think today we want to cover sending and fetching of messages.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
If I have some background noise, you guys are going to tell me.
Yeah, I will tell you. I will tell you. I can't handle background noise. So. Okay, cool. So it looks like in order to send SMS, so let's look at it. I'll just read through that first page of the SMS overview. SMS. Send and receive SMS to more than 300 million mobile subscribers across Africa. I thought it was 1 billion, but okay. How it works. There's an illustration there where your web application sends a post request to AfricasTalking, and then AfricasTalking API sends an SMS to a phone, and then an SMS. There's also a notification that comes back to your web application. However, that is not a concern for us today. So the way it works, it says you can send SMSs from your application by making a HTTP post request to the SMS API. For each request sent from your application, we respond with a notification back indicating whether the SMS transaction was successful or failed. Other events that we send notifications for, so we don't care about the notifications right now. So in order to send SMSs from your application, we know you need to make a HTTP post request, and that is what we want to abstract the developer from needing to do. So what we want to do from the issue, from the issue Mohammed opened for us, it looks like what we want to do is provide a developer with one function where they give it, where they provide like a map of parameters, and then we send SMSs to that parameters. So if I open the sending the send SMS link, which is the one I've shared, but I'll share it again so that people on the live stream can follow that one. Yeah, good. Whoever's sharing that one. So it looks like the send SMS sending an SMS through the application by making a HTTP post request to the following endpoints. So there's a live endpoint and the sandbox endpoint, and so you can. Okay, cool. So the endpoints don't matter for now. Let's look at the next thing. Request parameters. You need to send a username, your AfricasTalking application username. 2 is a list of damn, it's a string.
Yeah.
Man, why don't people build APIs nicely? Oh crap, they might hear this. And then you need to add the message that is to be sent, and then you need to send, there's a from, which is the, it's optional, it's your registered shortcode, which is fine, and then there's a bulk SMS integer, which is, oh man, this is used by the mobile service provider to determine who gets billed for message sent using a mobile terminated shortcode. The default value is 1, which means the sender, AfricasTalking account being used, gets charged. This parameter will be ignored for messages sent using an alphanumeric or mobile originated shortcode. The value must be set to 1 for bulk messages. Okay, I don't understand, but it's fine for now. And then this is used, then you need to enqueue. This is used for bulk message SMS clients that would like to deliver as many messages to the API before waiting for an acknowledgement from the telcos. Okay. Possible values are 1 to enable and or to disable, 0 to disable. If enabled, the API will store.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. If enabled, the API will store the messages in a queue and send them out asynchronously after responding to the request. The default value is 1. Cool. Keyword, the keyword to be used, it's also optional. Link ID, this is used for the premium services to send on-demand messages. We forward the link ID to your application when the user sends a message to your service. That's fine. Retry duration in hours. This specifies the number of hours your subscription message should be retried in case it's not delivered to the subscriber. Okay, cool. So I think the first thing we need to start is, let's go to the standard headers. If we go to the standard headers, that link that says standard headers, standard request headers, it's the one on top.
I can see it.
It's request parameters, and then in addition, that one. Okay, so
Right.
that's the first thing. We need to configure the application to be able to have these headers. That's the first. We need to build configuration for that. So let me see. Okay, cool. Let's make configuration for that in the application that we're building. So config, we're gonna add. I'm now in the code now. Import config it needs to the access, and then I'm going to add a dev new file dev.exs, I guess. And I'm going to add new file test.exs. Okay, cool. And then we want to do, what we want to do is, so use mix config. Let's build the development one. So use mix.config. Is it like that? Is it a function? Can someone tell me? Oh, no, it's not. It's not a function. It's just use mix.config. Then let's build a configuration. So config, and the application is called ATEX. Then we want to build Our configuration values. So which values do we need to configure for?
The API key. Let me show it again.
Okay. No, so I'll have to listen because I'm typing now. API key.
Just a minute. Where is it? The API key, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's content type.
Content type. Okay. Oh, content. Okay, content. Ah. Okay, content type. Okay, cool. And then
And the accept, the request response type.
response type. Okay, and then there's like 2 groups of parameters, so we should probably include both.
All right. I think it's just those 3.
No, but when using, you can use the other ones. Someone could be using the authentication
the
token. Yeah.
auth token.
Yeah. So.
So there's the auth token,
Mm-hmm.
the content type again, and the accept.
Okay. So. Okay. Cool. So content response type and content. Okay. Cool. Let me just now look at them because I can now move away from the code. Okay. So API key, content type, accept. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So why not just call them that? Content type and accept. Content type and accept. So let's call it accept. Authorization tokens. Yeah. Okay, cool. Do we have values? Do they have values for testing?
For the sandbox.
They have sandbox values.
I have no idea.
Oh man.
Yeah, they usually provide the API key for the sandbox. Last time I used SMS. For the content type and accept, I'm not sure. There's this authentication part.
Yeah.
When you're talking about using your API and your username. Could this be it? How to generate an API key?
Okay, let's see. Your API key, how to generate an API key. Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Can we generate one?
Log into your account.
Okay, yeah, so I can sign in. Let me see if I can sign in. I already had. Okay, sign. No, not with Google, not with Google. Oh. GitHub. Okay, cool. I can make another some keys right now.
All right.
And then it says, how do I go? Go to account.
Go to Sandbox app button.
Come
Then
on.
settings.
I still can't go to. Where do I go? You said, where's the first place I should go to?
You're already logged in.
Mm-hmm.
Then they say click on the orange Go to Sandbox app button. Is there such a button?
Nope.
How come?
On my side, it just says click on settings on the menu on your left.
Menu.
I don't even have a menu on Jigu.
Maybe that 3-line bar on your left. Anything?
So maybe I'm in the wrong place. I should go to AfricasTalking, just direct.com, not build. I should say login. Okay. And then go to my. Oh, okay. I see a button. Go to Sandbox app. And then it says.
Where was I? I lost it.
So go to Sandbox app. Click on
Click
settings.
on the menu.
Settings. I have settings now. Yeah. And then I should click on API key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I have to activate my account. I don't even use AfricasTalking. Okay, cool. Let me activate it. Click to verify. Woo! I am now a member of. Wazi. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, I do not have a password.
How do you not have a password?
Because I logged in with GitHub, man.
Okay.
Then it should allow you access.
Yeah, it doesn't have to ask for the password.
I don't have a password. I do not have a password, guys.
Make one.
I can't make one. Wanjiku, stop
I
making
know.
fun of me.
How about you forget your password?
It doesn't offer you that option. I only have logout as an option.
Okay, log out, then forget your password.
So you just have an interface where you asked to enter your password.
Wait. Yeah, but I logged in with GitHub.
And your GitHub password doesn't work?
I'm not gonna put my GitHub password there.
Why not?
Because no. Bro, all my life is on GitHub. What do you mean?
Then log out and log in with a different account and enter the password.
Actually, yeah, that should work.
Log in with a different account. But I don't have a different account, Wanjiku.
Or just sign up. It's really fast.
I only have, okay, so I can change my password, but I can't change my password because I don't have a password.
You can sign up, as Getty is saying.
Where do I open an issue?
For AfricasTalking.
Yeah, but now I don't have another email to sign up. You see?
Oh dear God.
So in short, you don't want to use the accounts you already have existing.
Yeah, Wanjiku, the password I have, I already have a password. I already have an account with my email, which is my GitHub email. Yeah. I can't sign up with that.
Sign up with it, then change it.
I already signed. Okay, wait. You know,
we can try another email.
Wait.
Sign with
Apparently,
it,
I
then
can
change
reset my
the
password. Wait, apparently I can reset my password. AP. Okay, yeah, I use that one. Changed. Woohoo! Okay, cool. Code of the 63. Oh my word.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, cool. It looks like we're doing this. It looks like we're almost at this. We're almost at this. So I said there was like a new. I see there's year-long jobs coming up in that group.
Which
Yeah. The other guy was giving an Alan job. I wonder who's going to take that one.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I had texted him.
Yeah? So are you going to be working with them now? Okay, I found a key.
They haven't gotten back, so.
Damn it. I hate people who don't get back. Okay.
I know, right?
API key. It's so unfair. I probably should start. I have a few people who are looking for like Elixir developers. I should start sharing my. Okay, cool. So content type, let's make it JSON. I should start sharing my. Elixir and Elm.
So Zach, have you managed to get the key?
Yeah. Who's this now?
It's Paul.
You can't even say you're in the room. You just like listen to people and just tell them what.
Yeah, I was just like, I've been here for like 10 minutes.
What? Talker.
Yeah, I was just watching the struggle as you try to get the key.
Wow, that's so helpful.
Hey Paul, I got the key finally.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Okay, so now we wanna set that thingy. What's the other thing we need to set?
The
content type. I just wanna set the default. Request setters. I want JSON for the content type. This needs documentation. Then I need.
So, Zach, with regard to like implementing the SMS,
Yes, sir.
are we having like a dedicated branch that will be pushing to before we log it, we merge it to master, or how will we go about it?
Yeah. So usually what I do is I do. Let me do it quickly. Check out /b feature mess send and fetch. Yes, sir. There's a branch now, Paul.
Ah, okay, cool.
That was actually always the intention.
Ah, okay. Ah, cool, cool, man.
Cool. So I built it. I built some what do you call them? I've built some defaults there. But there's something I'm not getting syntax highlighting, so I don't know why. Or maybe that's just how it looks on. That's just how it looks on. It's .config.
Sorry, Jackie, I've muted you.
Maybe
Hi,
that's how.
Casey.
Hello.
Okay, for now that's okay. For now that's okay. Okay, cool, guys. Awesome. I think we have a thing going. So I've built some defaults here. Some defaults in I can focus, you guys. How do I can focus people? How do you make people focus? What is that thing you press and then people? Focus request. Whoa. Okay,
Jackie.
mute that one. Sorry. Cool. So I built some configuration defaults, and this is what we're going to be using throughout the application for now. And then we'll get to changing the other things later. For now, it will be awesome. This needs documentation. So probably something like something of the sort. Okay. Let's add that. And I remember. Yeah, this is good enough. So we will need to add documentation on how to set this up. So, okay, cool. So the first thing we need to do now that we have this default, we need to build a HTTP gateway. A gateway to send and receive requests for, I don't think receive, send requests for us to the AfricasTalking API. Okay. So for this, I want to go new. Okay, so there's a new folder. I never actually made a folder for USSD. I never made a context for USSD. Yeah,
For SMS.
No, so I need to make this one so it's in there. Move. Okay. Close that. Now I need to make a new one, new folder for. So let's make a gateway first. Gateway. Then in here we'll have new folder. I'll say HTTP.ex. I hope that doesn't give naming conflicts. So in HTTP.ex, what we want to not in a new folder. That's I'm gonna delete that. Wait, I don't want to like write all the code. How do we make that happen? I don't want to like make it a spectator spot. How do we make it happen so that everyone is writing code?
Should I make another folder for SMS?
Yeah, you can make another folder for SMS, but yeah, make another folder for SMS. So I'm gonna add Tesla. So you can use Tesla for Paul.
Hey,
Where's Paul?
what's up?
Help me. How do I make it so that I'm not the only one who's coding? I don't want to be the only one who's coding.
Maybe the rest of us can ensure styling, spaces and all that.
Okay, so let's make it shareable, because if I keep writing code, it will become my project. I don't want it to become my project.
Yeah.
I think maybe what you could do is if we do just this first one, then the other, what you call it, the other context, maybe guys can pick something out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me first build the. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to build what's this thing called? I am going to build a HTTP gateway so that we can.
Zach,
So
Yes?
Tesla is like a HTTP library.
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
Zach, I was about to request, as you add those dependencies, can you explain why you add in each of them? Like, what's the use?
Yes, Wanjiku, I can do that. So I just added, right now I just added Tesla, and Tesla is going to be is a small HTTP library that we can use in Elixir, and it's going to help us send requests to the AfricasTalking API. Usually, ideally in Elixir, you shouldn't really need a HTTP library, because we already have the
The airline, right?
the HTTPC library. That one, the one that I've posted out in IEX. I don't know if we can
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
So you wouldn't need to use HTTP poison.
And let me ask you,
Pana,
why did you go for Tesla?
how do you make it? How do you make it tell you something? Is it like HMAP? Something? Yeah. Okay. HTTPC. Yeah, it was in compiled docs. Wanjiku, it's not the same thing. That is HTTP poison is wait, what is HTTP poison? I don't know.
I think there's poison, then portion, something like that.
HTTP poison elixir.
It's used for doing what we're doing, building the API, like to get requests and send.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Wanjiku, yeah, you don't really need HTTP poison. You don't even need Tesla. You don't need I think there's also a new one. There's a few new ones. So you don't need Tesla. You don't need HTTP poison. You don't need all of those.
Mint,
Mm-hmm.
mint on Elixir lang page.
Oh, which one?
Mint.
Mint is a server.
Mhm.
Mint is not a client.
But it's used to perform the same things.
Let me see. No. Mint replaces Cowboy, not HTTP poison. Wanjiku.
It's not
Oh, it's a
replacing.
HTTP client too.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. So there's many. You don't need all of those. That's what I'm saying.
So we just need Tesla.
Well, I'm choosing to use Tesla because it's easy.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's see. Perhaps we can use Mint. Let's see. But Mint is made for people who need pools.
But Mint, Mint is not currently so stable.
Yeah, that too. No, it's quite stable actually. I've been watching it since before it was launched. It's actually quite stable. But Mint is meant for pooling. It's kind of really meant for pooling, for people who need pools. And right now we don't need those pools. And like, I think to make it approachable, using something like Tesla makes it really easy. That's what I feel like. But I'm open to anyone deciding anything. It's a group project.
It's okay. We can use Tesla.
Tesla.
For me.
I sent the link to the hex docs. Maybe we can, if it's a little unclear.
Okay. Thanks, Getty.
Thank you, Getty. Okay, so yeah, Tesla will just be a little like it's a little library that we use to make requests. Ideally, you don't really need it. If things get really rough and you're in a place where you can't use Tesla, you're trying to keep your dependencies as low as possible. It's also possible to go without. How do you say? It's also possible to go without Tesla and use something else. Okay, so you can ideally you can use just HTPC. Elixir comes covered with those, and it's usable. So okay, so let's go to gateway, and then I'm always like coding in Vim, and I'm not doing it. So let's build that gateway. I called it HTTP. I'm now reconsidering that. I'm considering calling it a gateway, HTTP gateway HTTP, gateway.http, gateway.http. So I have like ATEX gateway.http, HTTP, ATEX gateway. Okay, cool. I want gateway. I don't want HTTP, so I'm going to rename that. I'm going to rename that to gateway.ex, and then in here I'm going to build our HTTP gateway. So let me just quickly do it. Def module. It's ATEX.gateway. I'll do, and then I'll say end. So in here we're gonna do something like module talk. This module codes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So gateway is the context name, or is that the module we're working with?
Both the context and the module.
So it doesn't have to be gateway.gateway.
No, the folder doesn't matter. The folder is just arrangement. The folder never matters in Elixir, so you don't have to like name it like a folder. Yeah, so it's like when you make like an accounts gateway, an accounts context, you don't make accounts.accounts. You see, you just call it the accounts context is just called account.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
This module holds the implementation for the HTTP gateway that runs calls against the Africa's Talking API. Can someone find a way of making VS Code credit? How do I, or maybe, I know there's a way I can make VS Code show that I was coding this with all of you.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah, there is a way. I can also add your it's manual, but I can also add your I've forgotten. I can add your commit names. I can add you guys manually to the commit. Okay, cool. So let's use Tesla, and then let's make def get and def post. Def get and def post. Yeah, def get, which is and then we can make a function for do get, and then we can make a def post, and then do end. And then now from here we want to build like let's plug it. Let's build a plug that has our So now I want to bootstrap our client with wait, first of all let's
And do we really need to use a plug?
Yeah, if we want to reuse the gateway.
Okay.
You see, let's look at SMS. So let's look at SMS sending.
And can't we do like just plain get? I don't know, like in Ruby we do, if you use the HTTP library, you can do the get and all that. Because I think plug is actually for browser-based applications.
No,
So
we are plugging. No. Okay. Cool. You misunderstood.
okay.
The way we are going to use plug is to add. You see, every Africa's Talking API request has standard headers and requests.
Yeah.
We're using plug to add those headers to every request that goes out.
Okay.
Yeah. So plug it's a little different in the Phoenix world.
Oh,
Just a bit, just a tiny bit different. You don't like you can build a plug based application without needing Phoenix. It's quite possible. And okay, cool. So let's see.
So
I see.
I have added the test to the USSD context.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know if it's. I was doing like the test whereby I'm just restructuring. You see, I've added the USSD folder. Then.
Oh yeah, you just wanted to restructure it.
Yeah.
Completely valid, man. Completely valid.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what we want to do is, I think this is the thing. This is the thing. We want to do something like this. This is what I've discovered we want to do. We want to do, we need to be able to set the link. Okay, so we need to be able to set, if a developer is in develop, we need to send their request to Sandbox. And then if a developer is in production, we need to set their link to the actual one. Okay, and then we need to make like I think I want to make it so that we have something like def. So let's say we have what's the first one? Send SMS. Okay, and then this will take params, and then do end. So that we can come here and say, yeah, good, yeah, Paul, do what you're doing.
Okay.
So that we can do something like, let's think about it. This is what happens when you code without thinking. We want to pick out different endpoints depending on whether a user is in develop or okay, cool. Let's look at it like this. We can go back to our configuration and add another one. Dev, let's go back here and add another configuration and say endpoint. And oh no, point. Think funny. Point. Let's say end and then endpoint. And then here we can say, for now I can say Sandbox. Okay.
Yeah.
So what that gives me a possibility to do is to go and say I need to have a list of endpoints, a list of Sandbox endpoints, and a list of live endpoints. You see, so that if the endpoint is Sandbox, I need to be able to like choose the SMS Sandbox endpoint. You see, so this will become a code mob on. This code mob will become on this will be a code mob on building configurations. I think, not even actually talking to the AfricasTalking API. So
should we have the prod?
No, we don't do prod for libraries.
Okay,
Because your library is going to be running in someone else's prod.
true.
This function, so send SMS. This function send HTTP post request to the AT API to send out SMSs. Yeah, if someone could expand that later, it would be good. So, and then we'll say parameters, and we can come here and say map map of parameters. Use when sending the message. Okay, cool. For now, I'm just gonna hard code things until like things start working out for me. Okay, so number one, we wanna do endpoint puppet EP equals env. Let's say env equals application dot get. How do I get an environment?
And get in.
Get env. How does that work? Let me see. No, I want something that I don't. Okay, cool. Get env. Okay, and then I'll say ex. We'll make this better later. And then I'll say endpoint. Okay. So, and then I would say, so I'll say your base URL equals to base env. It's env of. Am I writing L? Case env do. Yeah, I'm writing L. So here I will say if it's sandbox, this should be extracted somewhere else. But for now, then we can have a live one later too. Okay, this is good. This should be extracted and become its own function. Actually, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I see how it can become its own function. We'll generalize it as we go along. First of all, let's get those links. So,
Excuse me for a while, I'll be back.
okay. Okay, so this is sending. Oh, yeah. See how it can be made. So here, let's return that. And then if it's live, we want to return this. Cool. If it's live, we want to return that.
Where are you getting the links from?
The build here on Jiku. Let me send you the link. I'm going to send the link again on the call.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting the links from there. Okay, so now once we've done that and we've built we've built a base URL, and then we wanna end. That's no, that's in the completely wrong place. Okay, cool. So now we've built a base URL, and we want to do now we want to build a little. I want to build a client. How do I do that with Tesla? How do we run a post? We want to run a post, yeah?
I think those links are inverted. There's one, the live one is created in Sandbox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, actually. Thank you. Good watching out. But that's what AfricasTalking is telling me. I just copied them. I legit just copied them. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I'm the one who made them opposite. It's fine. It's me. I'm the duffer. So yeah,
Okay.
it's
I can
usually.
change them.
Yeah, you can. It's usually the problem is usually between the keyboard and the screen. No, between the chair and the screen, or between the chair and the keyboard usually. So now we have a base URL. And then what we want to do is say, let's make some middleware. This should ideally be extracted later. Middleware, which is equals to, we want to do environment, that's environment, and we want to do accept. We want to do content. And then we want to do its content type. And what's the other thing we want to do? Put in the standard headers?
What was it? Just content type, accept, and API.
API key.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to be lazy. Yeah, this can be extracted. This can be all extracted so it becomes a little function that does this for all the calls. But for now, let's just go through. What? We want to build middleware. So this is accept. I think that's what we called it.
Mm-hmm.
Content type.
Yes.
Okay, and then the last one is API key. Awesome. And then now we want to build some middleware here and go like middleware equals. And then how do we add middleware to Tesla? Okay, so we want the base URL first of all. Base URL is base URL. And then what's the other one? Content type.
Yes.
The other ones are headers, yeah? Yeah, standard request headers. Cool. Content type accept. Okay, cool. Tesla. I can just copy this. Be lazy. Zach, be lazy.
Be lazy, man.
Yeah, man. Always remember to be lazy. So I want to do content type. Is it it's a dash, Cindy? It's a dash. This is a group, and this is a list of tuples. Yeah, see. Content. Content type, I want to say here is content. Yeah. And I want to make another one and say API key. How do they call that header?
API dash key.
Just nope. It's API key, like it's not API dash key. It's like this. API key.
Oh.
And then I want to see key. And then I want to call the other one, which is accept.
Yes.
This one I can just say accept. Then I can say don't accept. Oh, my laptop is dying. Okay, cool. So now we've made headers. We've made middleware. You see? So now what we can do is do a post with that middleware. You can say, how do I do a post? I don't know how to do a post. Man, I was just talking with Timon on this. Give me a moment, Afadali. Give me a moment. I'm just reading docs. I never know how to do anything. I always have to read the docs. Otherwise, I'm just a post. So we want to JSON encode. So we want to add JSON to this thing. Let's add JSON. Add JSON, which is an encoder decoder for Elixir. I'm adding JSON, yes.
Python is not used as a JSON decoder. Oh,
No.
so okay.
I'm just using JSON. I like JSON. JSON is faster.
Ah, nice.
And then I'm going to encode that map we're getting in.
So JSON basically does the same thing as Python.
Yeah.
Okay.
Faster.
But faster.
And then here I'll say params that are being passed in. Then finally we can go like Tesla dot post. It's funny because it's not showing the post that uses middleware. I can also just remove that one for now so that I make it easier for myself. Tesla.post, and then I'll say base URL. And I can say JSON map. I'll say middleware. But why do I need to do that? Because if I no, I wanted to make a client first.
Why are you making a client?
Why am I making a client? Because it makes life a bit easier, makes things reusable. Give me a moment. I'm just reading docs.
Could you share a link? Yes, I'll read.
I knew this was gonna take long. was reading yesterday. It was like Bruce Willis was saying, most developers have a default. I think my default is 2 hours. Like, yeah, it'll take 2 hours. Yeah. No, dumbass, it would not take 2 hours.
Is anyone else's laptop heating up like mine?
That's VS Code. Welcome. Mine is.
Don't blame VS Code. I think VS Code is cool.
Man, if there's one thing I blame in this world is VS Code.
It's either VS Code or Chrome, because those are the only two things open right now.
Yeah. Those are the two worst apps to have.
Yeah, I think Chrome. I'd blame Chrome.
I'm trying to find how to add those middlewares to this thing. Man, I've done this so many times, you'd think I know. I always have to write a gateway like once a week or something.
Wow.
Yeah, just You think option can be a header? Oh, it can be a list of headers. It's fine. Okay, cool. I'm just the one who's doubting myself. Middleware. Like that. So this should ideally work. You see, to send messages. I don't think I should write more code. I think I should now focus on getting more people understanding this. I'm pretty sure all the quiet people on the call have questions, and perhaps I can explain this better so that I can leave the fetching to be done and the abstractions to be done later. How do people feel about this? I don't want to, like, if I keep writing code, I think I'm going to be building the wrong kind of thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And one thing, Zach, I was asking whether should we like do something like def new for like instantiating the API. So let's say, for example, if you do ATX gateway dot new, then you put your parameters or something like that.
Let me make me understand. No, for instantiating the API. No, that's why we built the configuration types. You see, we built configuration so that you can configure your application. You can configure the API for the. So you have, once you've configured the API, it already, you can configure it differently for like development, for test, for.
Okay.
You see, and then there's no need of like new. We already, whenever we use the API, we use the configuration types.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a question and answer series for the code I've done, because I think I've learned from this before. If I just keep coding, I'll build not the culture I want to build, or rather not the one I want to contribute.
Okay, let me ask, why are we these environment variables? Why don't we do them like, I don't know, like something like, what if we could have done at env or something like that?
At what? Oh, like making module attributes?
Yeah.
Because we want to enable whichever developer uses the application later.
Okay.
We want to enable them to be able to use different environment. Maybe the developer wants to use sandbox parameters in staging and then live parameters in live. You see, so and we want we don't want if you use a module
And,
attribute, you
will
kind
it
of like
be
lock it to that.
Okay, I see.
And when you use an environment variable, it means that a developer can use AfricasTalking in their staging differently and in their production differently. And maybe they have like production A and production B, and those two don't have to be related, and they can be using different keys at those areas. So it's basically forward compatibility, like not forwards compatibility. It makes it so that the developer can decide which environment they're running easily. They can run a different environment in testing, in staging, in live, and it makes it easy for them to use the application. Now, ideally, I would say we want to build like another defp function down here. I'll just mock it out. Defp function here that takes kind of like defp, and then say build maybe client, and then it takes something like I would say something like maybe get, and it takes like say another call, something like get and call, and then it kind of do, and then it will build like it will return like a client here. You see, like now, so that we can abstract all of this, because this is like general. All of this still here is like it happens for all the calls. You see, so we can put that away so that all the calls can reuse that. So we can have fetch SMS, we can have fetch send SMS. There's so many fetches and gets that we can configure for this. Actually, I think the HTTP gateway will be one of the biggest modules we're going to build for this project.
Yeah, because it will actually be reused on other.
Yeah, in many other places. Yeah, the gateway is going to be reused. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good one. And ideally, we should also write a test to cover that you can send an SMS, you can send a gateway request out or not. But I don't know that. I know it's 30 minutes until we had planned for this to be over, so I just want to take as many questions as possible. If you're Jackie, if you're confused, Wanjiku, Getty, anyone who's confused, right now is the time to get clear.
I think maybe after the call we can do like add issues in terms of writing the tests, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll just create the issues. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jackie, any questions? Jackie, yeah. Or Jackie. Is it Jackie?
Jackie. Hey, Jackie.
She isn't here.
Okay.
Yes. Wanjiku, Caroline, any questions?
I'm thinking my issue is in understanding the Tesla library.
Yeah.
I think once I get a grip of that, I might look at it later on.
Yes.
Maybe I can know what's going on here, because.
What don't you understand?
This part, there's the Tesla.middleware.headers. I've looked at the documentation, but they were using this as a plug. But
yeah, we can use it as a plug if we want. We can use it as a plug.
So what's the difference between a plug and using it?
It's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. There's no difference. The reason we're not using it as a plug, Getty, is because we want to dynamically set it. We don't. The plugs are not the content type and the accept key and the API key are not always the same. Maybe think about like some crazy ass developer who wants like to get XML in staging, and they want to get JSON in testing and JSON in live. You see, and we are making it so that every time you run it, it just checks. Instead of like, if we can put it here. You see, we can put it here like we can put it here and say plug something like Tesla.middle. We can put these here. You see,
Right. Yes.
like we can come and put them here. But that would override and say every time this gateway is used, it would use those ones. You see, like, and sometimes, like, you see, like right now is a good example. The API key we generated, we just want to use it for development and testing. We don't want to use it in live. You see, because it's a sandbox.
Okay.
So now it's a little concept called dependency injection, or rather not even dependency injection. The proper explanation for it would be, and I might be wrong, I'm probably wrong. The proper explanation for it would be called inversion of control. Okay. Inversion of control is where you make the caller define the one who is going to call the function. You make them define what environment the function should run in. That way you remove yourself as a developer from. Right now we're making a developer. We're making a tool for another developer. Sindio?
Yeah.
So what we want to do is we want to enable that the other developer on the other end to be as capable as possible. Otherwise, we start arresting the person. You see, we start making them like run in the environment we want. But if we make it so that they can change whatever is inside here, which is where the name comes from, inversion of control. I'm not in control. It's inverted. They're in charge. You see, the caller is in charge. That's kind of why.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but you can use it both ways. It's valid to use it both ways. You can use it as a plug, and you can use it as just headers like that. And I think, Paul, I can give you an application. Let me show you. I have an application that can show you how you. I think you're talking about using plug in this way. Well, if you look at this application,
okay,
I'm gonna send you the link right now. If you look at the application I've just shared, that uses plug in the way you would be used to, because that uses plug as an kind of like as an endpoint.
okay.
And then maybe I should even share the link directly so that you can.
Too bad I can't even click on links right now. My laptop literally hung.
Maybe we can share on the group, right? Is it open source?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can open it and share the screen. Share your screen. So I'll probably I can probably share. Okay. So what I can do, I know I'm only sharing my application window. Maybe I can change it so that the screen sharing is. Okay, cool. Now I need to share. Just share my entire screen. Okay, so whoa, next level.
Damn.
Come on. Okay, cool. So, Paul, this is what you were talking about. This is the way you were talking about using a plug. You see, here I'm using a plug as I'm using the plug as sort of like an endpoint, and it's receiving URLs and matching them.
Okay.
So yeah, there's many options, and usually at the end of the day, with plug. Plug. You see that you can have a plug it can either be a module plug, which is something like this, which has the init and call behaviors, and then it can be a function plug which accepts a connection and parameters and returns them, and then it can be either of those. So plugs in this, there's a bit of semantic difference with plugs between Ruby and Elixir. Not that I know any Ruby, by the way. I do not know any Ruby. Whoa.
Because in Ruby, I think we call them rack.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the usage in Ruby is actually totally different from.
Yeah. Yeah. So this, and here's plug. I'll share the plug link.
Okay.
Any more questions? Any more questions, guys? Okay.
Is this really on the bike?
Jackie said she had to leave. Okay, cool.
I don't have any questions on my side.
You understood everything?
Yeah, so far everything is flowing.
Hectic. So are you gonna write documentation for how to use that and write the test for that?
I can try do the test, but the documentation, I feel like whatever is there is okay. It's a bit lean, but
Yeah, it needs to be beefed out a bit more.
Okay, cool.
So if you can look at the example I did the other time, which was okay, cool. Let me share my screen again because Chrome that does that weird thing where if I share, okay. So we need to kind of explain it better. You see, if you look at the USSD one, I did a second pass on it, and you have to kind of, you put in examples and you need to put in an example and you need to put like an explanation of how the thing will work. It's it takes longer to write the documentation than it takes to write the code actually.
Okay.
Most of the time.
I can try that.
I'd already started on the documentation.
Okay. Paul, go for it. Go for it. Okay, let me do this. Let me commit this and push it up so that people can start working on the adding to that pull request. I like that better than
So who will pick on the test?
Wanjiku will write the test. Wanjiku is dangerous with tests. You guys are playing.
I have no idea where to start actually.
But in fact, if you read it twice, you just need to do you need to mock it, Wanjiku.
Yeah.
You just need to mock the request and then make sure you're getting a proper response back.
What did you say?
You just need to mock the request. You need to make Tesla mock the request and send you a response back.
Okay.
And okay, so CB Elixir ATEX. Okay, status. Let's look at status. Whoa, how many changes? Whoa, there's so many changes. Okay, let's go step by step here. Let me add config. Mix format config. Can I mix format a folder?
By the way, guys, a question. It's not related to what we are building, but it's about APIs. So there's something I'm building and I'd like to consume an API service from somewhere else. And like I need to get and post back. And I have no idea where to start.
So you need to like make requests to the API and receive response from the API.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, you already.
And I'm using GraphQL.
Why does it sound like it's already fixed?
Why does it sound?
It sounds like you already have the solution.
Zach, I know what I'm supposed. Okay, yeah. I
Keep going. Talk more. The solution is in there.
Okay, basically this is the flow. I'd want to. There's the normal way of sending emails using SendCred and SendMail, and Mailgun, I mean. So and others, but whatever I'm building does not want anyone to use that. So I'm using an API that has already been built to do the emailing part. So I'm supposed to integrate that when, let's say, for instance, a user signs up, the welcome email to be sent via that API. So it's basically like just triggering it.
It's an API that's already existent, like
Yes.
mail.
Yes.
So
Why wouldn't you just use Mailgun?
Because the person I'm doing this for doesn't want any of that. Okay, they have configured Mailgun on their side, but they
Yeah.
want me now to call that API on my database too, because it's made with a different language.
Okay.
it's like the user logic is on a different server, something like that.
Yes, yes, good. Yes.
It's something like SAML.
Something like?
Have you ever heard of SAML? I don't know. It's called single something.
No, I've never heard of that.
Ah, okay, because it's whereby like you have user functionality having been extracted to somewhere else.
Yes, it's like microservices.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
I think you just do almost the same thing. You just like post a request to the server.
Mm-hmm.
Then the server will actually give you a response. So you'll actually work with the response.
So do I like uh
I think the
okay.
first thing you need is like a callback URL. I
Yeah.
haven't worked with APIs much, but the callback URL, that's what you use to send, and the same URL you'll use to receive.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Look
I
into
have
that,
the URL.
or you have it.
Yes. From now the emailing API that has already been built.
Also, like the emailing. Let me get this clear. The emailing API is supposed to like send emails, right?
Yes.
So like you are supposed to, let's say from your application, you put some, let's say, payload. Then the payload contains the details to send emails and all that.
Yes.
I think that one is actually easier. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you just need to know, like, for example, the email API, what parameters does it require?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then on your application, you create a way that you make a post request containing those parameters. Then, based on the response you get, you'll either know whether it has been successful or not. Because I'm sure once you send it, it will either bring you something like success or failure or something like that. Whether created, unprocessable entity. Yeah, it's just easy as that. You just like find way of sending a post request containing the stuff you need sent, the payload and all that. Then you find a way of like processing the response you get. This will help you like determining whether the response was successful or not.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Because it's
Wait,
already
wait, 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 wait. I think,
uh,
okay, Wanjiku,
Mm-hmm.
explain the problem again.
Okay, serious Zach. Okay. So I have like the user functionality separate, and there's an emailing API that has been built already. Then I need
Wait,
to.
stop there.
Okay.
How does the emailing API work?
The emailing, I have not interacted with it. It's already built on Python. So I'm just
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
call
fine.
it
How does it work? How is it supposed to work?
to send emails like welcome emails, reset password emails, such.
No, you're misunderstanding me.
Okay, can you ask your question again in a better way?
How, from your endpoint as a developer who's using it, how does it work?
From my side, I should give it like the details to send the email to.
Okay, and then if you give it the details, what does it give you back?
Once I give it the details, it sends the email. Then from the other side, depending on what type of email it is, if, for instance, I'd need a response if it's a forget password kind of thing, because the user will need to give details on the reset.
Wait.
Mhm.
I think, okay. So that won't happen. Checky, if it's a reset password, okay, first of all, there's no email that is going to give you a response back directly. The only response you're ever going to get back directly is sent or not sent. You will not get a response from the user at all.
And what if I need like the new password that has been reset?
So
I
you're
can.
talking about something called event sourcing.
Mhm.
You need to send the email in such a way that it will reply to you in a way. So what I usually do for this is I would send an email to a user that has so let's say I send a reset password email for a user. Okay. The way I would handle reset passwords on my end is I would have say an endpoint or a query or some. I'll have I will have a door in my application for resetting passwords. Okay. So let's give it an example. So say Wanjiku has forgotten her password. Okay. I would send Wanjiku a link that has parameters to reset her password.
Yes.
When she clicks on that link, it will open a completely new, or it will post. It does. I don't know. Maybe it's posting. Maybe it's or whatever. It will, however way, at the end of the day, it will post back to a complete something that does not even know the email exists. Okay. I'll have something sitting in my application that when someone clicks on, say, reset password, it will post to it'll post to some endpoint or to some route in my application, and this route will now use some data. So you have to, when you're sending out your email, maybe you'll have to make like a number, or like a unique number, or like a unique hash or something, and then you'll say this number for resetting the password belongs to this user. Okay. And then you will make it so that when the user is resetting the password, they will also send that number back. Usually you put it in the URL, and then you can collect it from the URL, and then when you receive it in your application, you're like, can user X reset their password with number Y? And then if that is valid, you go on with the reset password logic. You see? So the first thing you need to do for yourself right now is forget the response request cycle. You have to design your code in such a way that there is no response request. There's no request response cycle. You won't be able to send a reset password and get a reply from it. You will send a reset password, and suddenly, out of nowhere, from some like alien land, someone will try and come in with some parameter to reset the password in your application. So you have to build it like it's kind of like building a distributed application. Like you have no, it's you're building a model where the entry point can be from anywhere. So you have to just crap. I've read this somewhere, and maybe it explains it better.
Can you share the link?
I don't know. I know the words. I don't know. It's too many links. You want to read up on event sourcing, modeling for event sourcing, or distributed applications, really.
Okay.
But so send out
Yeah.
something unique, and then when the user is coming in, check if they have the unique thing, and then use that unique thing to handle your reset password, basically.
So Zach, event sourcing is something like publish, subscribe, something like that. PubSub.
No. Event sourcing is something like
Or just subscribe, because it's like you're sourcing for events from a particular place, right?
no.
Uh-huh.
Event sourcing means you don't care about the order.
Oh, okay.
It means that you don't have response request cycles, and it means that it's basically when you use microservices, almost automatically you're doing event sourcing, because microservices means that the email service does not know about the password service.
Okay.
They don't know about each other.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that connects them is maybe like a user ID or something. You see?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then it means that basically, how do I explain it? It kind of means that like you 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 won't a user will like, okay, so in most banks the application that does your banking and the application that does your login is not the same bank. It's not the same application. You see?
Yeah.
They're not even using the same databases. The only thing they have in common is your user account, your account number. And they can, when you log in a different application. When you send a payment, you send a payment in a different application. When you check your balance, you check your balance in a different application. And they're only connected with the data in the end. So
Oh, okay.
that's kind of what event sourcing is. So, and that's what I'm trying to explain to Wanjiku here is that um, you have to forget the response request thing. You assume you don't have a request and then a response to that request. And then whatever you design when you have that scenario going on is what will end up is kind of the solution you're looking for right now, because you won't, if you send out a reset password, the user will not reply, the user will not
So how do I store the new password given to the user?
you start by planning to store the new password all the way from when you're sending the reset thing. You see, that's why I said when you're sending out the email, you give out like a hash.
Okay.
Okay, and then when the user is resetting their password, they have to use the hash. They have to use a hash to reset the password, and then you use that hash to check whether it's valid for that email you sent that other time. You see, there's no response request. It's like a gen server. You see, if you're doing casts to a gen server, if you cast to a gen server, there's no response coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if there's no response coming back, how do you ensure that you are acting on a correct thing? You see, so you probably have to use the state. You have to store something in the state that tells you, oh, this was casted on, and then it can handle the call to like reset. So let's go through a scenario like fully. So let's use your reset password scenario. Yeah. A user will come to you and they want to reset a password. Sindio, they say they press. Are you handling the front end too?
No.
Okay. So you only get a request to reset the password. Okay. So when a user is resetting the password, you probably are responsible for building the email that resets the password. Sindio,
Yes.
you'll send a user like, hey, click on this link to reset your password. Sindio. Okay. Now you'll have to send like a link. So you'll probably have to format your link so it has a URL parameter in it, or maybe not even. If you're using GraphQL, that means you're automatically not using links, which means you'll have to you'll have to organize so that your front-end developer knows that you will have put a link in the URL. And then when the user actually clicks on the URL or on the button from the email, whichever page it opens, when it opens that page for resetting the password, the page will collect the the hash or the number or the unique thing from the URL parameter. You see, and then when the front end developer is sending you the reset password, they'll probably send you the new password for the user. They'll probably send you new password for the user because they'll take a password and a confirmed password, and it's probably them to check that those two are the same. And then they will send you a new password, and then they will send you probably a new password and a user ID. And probably you also want them to send you, oh, you can also avoid sending them, you can also avoid using the hash. So you can probably, no, don't, that's unsafe. Because if someone knows the user ID for someone, then they can just reset the password. So what you want to do is when you're sending out the reset password email, you probably want to add a reset password hash for this user in the user themselves. Okay, maybe add a reset password hash, and then what you want the front end developer to send you, the front end developer to send you the user ID. Okay, and then you want them to send you the hash that you sent out with the URL, and you want them to send you your new password. Okay, now when they send you the user ID for your GraphQL thing, you'll receive the user password, the new password, the hash, and the user ID. So you go when you receive, you'll have an endpoint that's just waiting. It's just waiting, and it's like reset password. And reset password will take the user ID and it will check, does this user ID have a hash? Okay, is this hash the one the front-end developer is sending me? Yes. If those two are the same, then set the password, then set the new password. You see? You see, in that way, there's no, in the formula that I've just spoken, there's no waiting for a user to respond to that request. Whenever they respond to that request, you just check, is this the hash I sent out for the user? Yes, this is the hash I sent out for the user. Then this new password that they're giving me is valid. Reset the password. And then now they have a new password. That's how it works. Basically, the way I've shown you is reset password and send reset password email. They're not connected. They don't know each other exist at all. The only way they are connected is through the user ID and that reset hash. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mostly the response bit of HTTP, I forget about that. I first look at event sourcing.
Well, you don't need to understand event sourcing.
So I've shared an article. I don't know. It's something on event sourcing with the Elixir.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the same article.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Zach, for the lecture.
Poleni. Yeah, I'm always like.
Hope you won't give us assignments.
Yeah, no, you're not my developers. I usually give my developers assignments.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, so Anjiku, that's kind of the thing.
Okay. Thanks.
There's simpler articles, I'm sure. Like you don't need to understand it, the complete. Just what I mean to for you to understand is when you're acting in that thing, you're building you're using the concept.
Okay.
So Zach, you've already pushed the new changes, right?
No, I was lecturing, so now I'm actually adding.
Oh, okay, man. So we are planning to have like a meetup, but
Okay.
I think for the first one, we'll just do it online. I don't see, because the logistics of offline is kind of a lot.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but we're planning like in the next maybe 2-3 months, we should be having like offline, especially in Nairobi.
Yeah, I'm willing to present if I'll present if there's like a link or whatever. I have a lot of things to present, so I can present whatever. And I don't think I should present. I think I should just do question answer sessions.
So, and when are you likely to come to Nairobi?
That question is quite hard to answer.
Okay. When were you last in Nairobi?
2015 or something.
Damn. Anyway, I understand why it's so hard to answer.
Why?
Okay, cool, man. So yeah, we can just maybe do the link thing and see how it goes.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have a problem like doing like a live call and kind of like okay, yeah, the pull request is up. Okay, let me open the pull request. Yeah, maybe somewhere like early next year, I think. Maybe.
Oh, and another thing on the pull request, I mean, why don't we just do the branch alone? Then we'll make pull request to that branch. After we're done with it, we then make it to master, right?
Well, I don't understand.
Currently, the pull request you've made, is it to master?
Yeah.
No, I was suggesting that you just put it as a branch. Then we make pull request respective to that branch while we finish up on this SMS part.
No. Well, I want us to collaborate on the pull request. I want everyone. I want Wanjiku to add her code on the pull request. I want you to add your code on the pull request, and I want Getty to add the documentation on the pull request. That way, it's everyone working on the same thing, and anyways, it's failing.
Okay. Because I mean, what I was saying is like almost the same thing. But
you want me to open a branch, and then you guys to open pull requests to those branch.
To that branch, yeah.
Yeah, that's like Google. That's like Google level like stuff. Like there's only like 20 of us.
Okay, cool.
That's like, oh, I have a team with 1,000 devs. Yeah, then it works. But like, it kind of.
We just make a pull request based on your pull request.
No, just pull down my pull request. Make the code changes that you're supposed to make the code changes on that pull request.
Okay.
Because it's not, because look at it. It's mob coding. Sindio?
Yeah.
It's not just me writing this pull request. It's all of us. You see?
Okay, man.
Yeah. That's what I meant. That's why I was saying we should all work on this thing, not just me.
Okay, cool.
And there's very little room for conflicts.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's also true. We all work on the same thing. That's true.
So, Wanjiku, what will you work on? The test.
I can start on that. If anyone feels like joining me, I don't mind. Can brainstorm.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on more the. I'm gonna do more work on the building the HTTP gateway. I don't know who wants to work on building the SMS fetch and send.
I'd love to.
Well, if you can read Tesla documentation, it's gonna be quite simple. It's gonna be like just taking a map of parameters, and then you probably after you're taking the parameters, you can you'll do like a HTTP post. A lot of it will be like sorry. Wait, I'm probably crap. I shouldn't be doing that. Where am I? A lot of it will just involve validating the map is correct.
Okay.
You need to validate the map. Whoever is working on the send and fetch, most of the work you'll be doing is validating that the map is correct. And then whoever is working on test, perhaps someone can write this on the pull request or something, or whoever wants to make notes. What we need to do is make sure the gateway is working, and then we need to make sure that the SMS send and the SMS fetch is working, and then the documentation. So we can probably split those between the three of us. And it's also looking like it's just the three of us and Muhammad.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it's just the four of us that are showing up. So I want to encourage the three of you. Don't wait for anyone. Just do your part. Do a little bit of whatever you can do now or whenever you can.
Okay.
A lot of the times, people are waiting for momentum to build, and like that thing when a crowd is watching something. Did you guys know if a crowd is watching a crime happen, it's less likely for people to call the police, and if one person is watching, it's like goes 99%. The police will be called because when everyone is looking at the work, everyone is assuming everyone else is going to do it.
Yeah, cool.
And then nothing happens at the end of the day. So
It's so true.
yeah, so let's just start, and then if you have anything, have any question, you want to know anything, you want to know, you want to help it with anything, just like text me or chat with me or somewhere, and then I'll try and help. I'll try and keep my answer as short as possible.
What did you say about the tests? There's something you said, while working on the test, you want to do this and that.
Okay, if you're building the test, you wanna mock build. Actually, there's a full.
It's a module.
Yeah,
Tesla
and there's also like if you look at the Tesla documentation, Wanjiku, there's like an example of how to build a test.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to follow. Like just follow that example and build a test. Just basically like copy that and replace the bits that are our code with our code, and it should work.
So I'll pick the fetch SMS.
Okay. So okay, you wanna do fetch? Why don't you do fetch and send SMS?
I thought send we already done.
No, man, it's not finished.
Okay, I'll pick them. I'll pick them then.
Okay. So if you do fetch and send,
Yep.
watch out, I'll sit down later today and clean up that HTTP gateway properly so that it's abstracted away and it's not getting in your way.
Okay, cool, man.
And I'll do it today, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think send will have to be. You have to wait for a result. You also have to return something like an okay error or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to do some error handling there. Right now, what we put up is basically like MVP or MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could just push it up then.
I already did. I already pushed it up.
Okay, cool.
Let me tag you guys to review so that it's already failing, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I will tag Paul and Wanjiku.
Oh, and another thing, I've changed the GitHub name to be Beam Kenya.
Okay, I like that.
I'm sure we'll get crazy guys who'll be doing Alan.
I'm already willing to do Alan. It's just, but
yeah, I also already ordered a book. I think from next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for today. That has been an awesome code mob. Wanjiku, I wish you well with your little thing. I think you will be able to do it. Let us know if you manage. If you crack, you can probably present it one time. How you got into event sourcing.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.